Here we go, here we go. It's hard. Are we live? I think we're live. Hello everyone. I'm going to just carry on as if we're live. So I'm going to say hi everyone. Here we are again, Hands Around the World, our show, our healing show today. And I'm here of course with my spirit guide Gregel, who is to my right side. My darling little boy, Cachorro, is laying actually sound asleep on the sofa. We're not going to disturb him. And of course, I have my lovely Michelle. Say good afternoon, Michelle.
Good afternoon, everybody.
So she's once again sitting on the floor. That seems to be what she prefers to do. And we've just had a nice lunch. Delicious chicken salad, right? I can only say that because I made it. I was at a dinner party last night and someone at the dinner party said something like, isn't it awful when you have to cook things and you don't really want to eat your own cooking because it's not great, but you've got to cook it anyway. And I was so puzzled and have to admit that I never cook anything I don't personally like. And how can you taste when you're cooking and not know unless you like it? So why I'm telling you this, I've no clue whatsoever. Anyway, Michelle is on the floor. We just had a lovely chicken salad for lunch, and we're going to move on here. So I can see that we have one or two people already on here and one or two questions coming along.
Kay's on.
So hi Kay, if Kay, I'm going to throw something out to Kay. Can Kay actually think of a story? I've already thought of one actually, but can Kay, if you're listening, you can hear me. Can you think of a healing story, an inspirational healing story that we could tell today? It just occurs to me I'm going to tell the story of Mark. It just came to me when I was, but anyway, any other Kay, please let us know. So hello and welcome to everybody. And what are we actually going to do today? We're going to have a little chat first of all. We're going to be doing our healing session as usual, so get ready for that. And then it's story time. We've been considering actually having a show, just a sort of a story time show, and we've thought of titles like By the Fireside with Rosemary, all of that nonsense. I cannot think of a great title. Story Corner. There, Michelle just came up with Story Corner. First of all, we'd love it if you would email us and let us know, would you actually like us to do a show, a story time show, where I can tell you all sorts of stories, some of them spooky, some of them not so spooky. I can talk about my experiences and how I feel when I'm giving people consultations, etc., and all of that stuff. Yesterday I had a lovely consultation. You'll think perhaps I'm a little bit crazy when I say lovely, but it really was truly a lovely experience because I had 5 little ones surrounding me. I was hugged, I was kissed, I was cuddled as I spoke to these 5 little ones who had passed into the spirit world, and I was connecting with their mother. And her 3 of those little ones were miscarriages. Some people have the question, do actually miscarriages count? Well, actually they do, but also she had twins, a little boy and a little girl. And I found myself singing the song right at the beginning of the consultation with her. I found, because I could hear this giggly little girl with blonde curly hair. I could see her standing just to the side of me, and she was singing the song, A Little Girl and a Little Boy in an Ecstasy of Bliss. So I knew that there were 2 children, twins, a little girl, little boy, both with blonde hair, both glorious, gorgeous little children, who had who were growing, and their mother asked me, are they growing? Do they grow? Do children grow? And sometimes children decide, yes, they do grow. And sometimes they, for whatever reason, decide, no, they're going to pretty much stay whatever age they were. It depends on the child, depends on the situation and the circumstance. However, it was lovely for me to connect with these children, and I kept feeling the little boy give me sloppy kisses on my right side, and the little girl I could hear giggling in my ear. So would you like a story time? Should we do a half-hour show of story time? And we'd love to hear your opinions on that. Email us, rosemary@rosemaryaltea.com, and put in your subject line story time, and say, all you have to do is say yay or nay to that idea. We've also got some exciting news. I think it's exciting anyway. I should have done this a long time ago. As usual, I'm steps behind everybody else, but Michelle and I are working, I should say really it's Michelle who's working on downloading or uploading. I never know which way it goes.
We're trying to get the meditation
We're
CDs.
Getting the meditation CDs on whether we use iTunes, Google, Amazon, what is it? Google, what is it? You
Google
told me?
Play.
Google Play.
That's what people who don't use iPhones use.
Amazon, so that you can just click on a button and get the meditations, and you can get them on, I don't know how it works, but you get them in your playlist on your phones, on your computers, or whatever it is, and you can access them. Isn't that a great idea? I know everybody else has done it. I know I'm slow. When we've done our meditation tapes, there are 5 of them. When we've done the meditation tapes, we are then going to put some of our books on there so you can access them really, really easily. So you will no longer need a CD player or anything like that. However, we still will have those available for you as well. So if you want to know any more about that, again, excuse me, email us, rosemary@rosemaryaltea.com, and we will let you know as soon as we've got them up. We are uploading and downloading furiously even as I speak, and we'll let you know as soon as they're up and available, and you can, with one click of a button, you can get them. Right, do we have any questions or comments before we...
We just have some hellos. Sissy is on.
Hi, Sissy.
Leslie is on.
Hi, Leslie.
Kay says okay.
Oh, don't say okay.
And
give it to me.
Denise says
Give it
hello.
to me. Hi, Denise. All right. So I think first of all, then we're going to do our healing session, and then as I'm doing the healing session, I would appreciate if you refrain from typing or sending your messages, because it is a little distracting, and just hold on to your thoughts, hold on to those questions, and as soon as we're done with the healing session, that is the time to bombard us with our questions. You know perfectly well that if questions don't come in, or comments don't come in, or you refuse to communicate with me in any way, shape or form, I'm just going to quit. We're just going to end the show early. So it's up to you how long you'd like this show to go.
Kay sent one.
Go on. What did she?
She said, young man came into the center in Gainsborough, Lincolnshire, UK. No speaking to anyone. History of mental health kept to himself.
Okay, she can tell me more of that story later, because I've got one for today, but okay, can you just write it out and either text it to me or email it to me, because I need reminders. We've got so many stories that we can tell, so many stories, but let's first of all, okay, are we ready? Sit up straight, nice and straight. Michelle is getting ready to get your...
Sorry if I shook your table.
Get your healing in. It's all right. She's getting ready to get her healing as well. So find a comfortable chair to sit in, or a bed to lie on, whichever you feel so inclined to do. Back nice and straight. We want a nice clear channel for all of that energy. And do you remember we've been talking about energy? I've been talking to you about how energy works. I've been talking about the colours that we can use, and what each of those colors means to us, particularly in healing. We talked last week about the palm centers and using our chakra points. Again, the word chakra meaning spinning wheel. The word chakra is a Hindu word simply meaning spinning wheel, which describes what the chakra does. The energy point, the energy center just spins and turns like this, and it acts a little bit like a vortex. So it sort of opens, it draws energy in, and it gives energy out. It draws it in and gives it out. So imagine sort of, like a cone shape or a vortex, or like a mini cyclone or something that's going on. And we've got several of those points in our body that spin, they turn, because after all, everything is energy. We are energy. And as we are creating energy, giving energy, making sure that if we are the ones sending out healing or giving out healing, that our energy is the most positive and the most powerful that we can make it, which means that we have to get our mind clear of all of the negatives and work and concentrate on the positives. Not always an easy thing to do, but still, that's what we do. That's what we need to do. If you are someone who would like to receive healing, you just sit there and accept and absorb and just enjoy the process. But as always, before we begin our healing sessions, we begin with our prayer. So I want you to sort of sit nicely, just ready to receive, palms upwards in your lap, in a receiving position. If you're not sure how to do it, my grandson, who is 7 years old, can show you. Arms shooting out like that, hands up in sort of in a receiving position, so that the energy can flow and circulate and move through your body and create this incredible, beautiful energy that actually, first and foremost, we give when we're sending out healing. We send it out first and foremost to the soul. So I shall, as I'm sending out healing to you all, I first and foremost concentrate and focus on sending to your soul. And when the soul is healed, when the soul is fed, when the soul feels that light, then hopefully that light, that energy, that pure healing energy will permeate through your physical body, and very often will allow a physical healing to take place. All right, so sitting comfortably, hands palms upwards in your lap, eyes closed. Dear God, please allow us to be a part of your healing process. Allow us to join with you, to join with that God force, that universal God energy, to be a part of this healing process, whether giving or receiving. We would like to join with you, to join with all of those out there who are also sending healing or receiving healing in one way or another. We hold hands around the world. Dear God, please allow us to be a part of this process, and I will to thy will. And now palms upwards. And I want you to visualize your solar plexus, that middle bit of your tummy. I want you to breathe in through your solar plexus. Nice, easy, breathing in. Breathe that energy, breathing it up, filling your lungs, filling your body, filling every part of you until you feel that you cannot be filled anymore. And when you're ready, just allow your breath to go out through your mouth. Allow that energy to flow through your body, to flow through every part of you, and visualize that blue, glorious blue healing energy. We're going to try it again, this time focusing, if you can, on wrapping a blue blanket around you. You can do this in a physical way, or you can do this simply by visualizing a blue blanket being wrapped around you. Lying under a blue sky, allowing the golden, beautiful sun to come warm your body, warm your soul, warm your spirit. Just allow that to happen. So visualize that blue blanket wrapped around you if you can, and once again breathing in and holding and letting go letting go. Allow the energy to flow through you. Allow it to reach every part of you. If you have a physical part of you that you would like healing to take place within, then this time as you're breathing in, I would like you to breathe in, closing your eyes, filling yourself up, and as you allow that energy to flow through you, visualize that part of you that requires healing. If you have arthritis in your fingers, let that energy flow through your fingers. If you have stomach ache, allow that energy to flow through and into that area that you are wanting healing for. If you have any part of you that you need healing on, focus for a short time just on that one part and visualize the energy flowing and attacking, seeping through that part of you that needs to be gone, that needs to be healed. We're going to do this breathe in again, breathing in through your solar plexus. And this time I'd like you to, if you can, to visualize that huge jug of water, blue healing liquid that is being poured from on high, this liquid being poured through your top chakra, through your crown chakra. As it's being poured through your crown chakra, again, visualize yourself being filled up. So you're filling yourself from your solar plexus, but you're also being filled from your crown chakra, which means that your entire body is receiving that beautiful blue healing energy. Let the water flow through you. Let your lungs fill. When you feel that you can't take any more, that you're full to bursting, gently and slowly visualize that energy flowing through your body. Visualize those focal points, those points where you yourself feel that you would like healing to be given to you. If you want healing just generally all the way through your body, just keep going, let it flow. If there is one part of you that you would need a little help with or a little relief from pain, focus now on that one part. Focus that blue energy surrounding that area where you need it the most. Focus on that beautiful blue energy. Focusing on that one part of you. Let that blue energy flow through that one part of you that needs healing the most. You can control this. You can give healing to yourself. You can feel better, more relaxed, more relieved from this energy. So let it flow through you at the speed that you want it to. Eyes closed, still breathing gently. We're going to do this one more time, and breathing in through your solar plexus, palm centers up in a receiving position, breathing gently, filling yourself up, filling the whole part of you, allowing this energy to flow through you, to touch your soul, to give healing to your soul. Allow this energy to flow through your physical body. Allow that blue fluid to pour through your top chakra, your crown chakra. Allow it to come into your palm centers. Just take it from any way you can get it. Allow it to just flow through you, to swirl around you, to fill you up, and take as much of it as you can. You can do this anytime on your own. You can listen to this over and over again. Use me as the conduit for this healing energy to flow through you. If you are a person who wants to send that healing out to others, this is the moment when you visualize those people that you would like to send healing out to. Take in as much of this energy as you can. Let it flow around you. Visualize the energy swirling around you in blues and greens and pinks. Blue is the color of healing. Green is the color of peace and calm and harmony. And pink is the color of love. Let it flow through you. Let it flow around you. Just let it go, flow, and fill you up until you cannot take any more, and then just allow it to flow out through your palm centers, out through the soles of your feet, just out through every single part of you, and relax. When you feel ready, take another breath, and you can open your eyes, and now if you have any questions, or if you're curious about anything, or if you felt anything through the healing, or if you find that these healing sessions are helping you either physically or emotionally, now's the time to let us know. So just, take a breath, take it slowly. You don't have to rush the process. When you're ready, just let us know how you're feeling, if the healing has helped you in any way, or any questions that you may have concerning what we're doing here. So, okay, so we're going to have some comments or questions if there are any. And then I'm going to tell you a healing story, and as you listen to the healing story, you probably will have more questions or more comments to make. Please feel free to make them. Michelle.
We just have some hellos and that they send in love, and that's it.
That's all we have? No comments, nothing going on here?
Maybe they're not all the way out of their healing yet.
All right. So while you're coming around, while you are straightening up, while you're getting your feet back on the ground, so to speak, we've got the FedEx van sitting outside. I've no idea what's coming, but Michelle's going to deal with that. So we're going to just wait and see. Is somebody sending us a wonderful parcel?
I don't know.
Geez, I hope it's a nice gift I'm getting. It's probably some business thing that's going on here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it might be the wool for my darling boy's sweater. You never know. All right. So I'm going back many years, and actually Kay, who is, I don't know if she's still with us and still watching, but Kay was very involved with me in this process, and also one of my other healers, Joan. We had a lady come to one of our healing centres. Excuse me, her name was Liz. And she came because she'd heard about us and she wanted to see what went on. And she also specifically wanted to talk to me about her son, who had been involved in a very nasty road accident. It was a hit and run. And he had, through this accident, he had a major head injuries. So she asked us, of course, he was not able to come to the centre. It was far too difficult for her to get him to the centre. He'd been in a coma for a long, long time, and when he came out of his coma, the doctors said that he would never walk again, that he would never talk again, and that he would probably be better off if he were to be put into a home. Liz, though, being a fierce mummy and a very protective mother, said no, that she would absolutely take care of him herself, which she did. So after a long stay in hospital, and as I've said, a long time in a coma, she brought Mark home. Mark at this point was in his early 20s. So the first time I went to see Mark, he could hear perfectly well. He knew exactly what we were saying to him. He could not really respond very well. He could not speak at all. And the way that he responded was that his mother had given him a board with letters on, and so he could move one arm slightly, one finger, and with that one finger he would spell out what he wanted to say to us. So I actually went to assess him and to actually decide which of our healers was going to be his sort of, let's say, permanent helper. And I took one look at him and decided that, well, actually that would be me, because I just fell in love with him because he was lovely. He had a smile, albeit difficult, because he could not hold his head up at the time. So he would sort of look up at you from a crooked position, and he had so many difficulties, and so I, talked to him a little bit and tried to encourage him to speak to me on the board. Now, I don't know if you can imagine this, but it took him ages and ages and ages to get to the letters. So patience was one of the things, and patience is one of the things that a healer needs. So the very first thing that Mark, this boy, said to me was an extremely rude and a very naughty word. I'm not going to tell you what it was, because I can't possibly say that word on this show, but it began with an F and it ended with a K, so you can imagine that. All right, so, and as he wrote it out, and I'm spelling the words as he's writing them out, and by the second letter I guessed what he was going to say to me. And so I'm spelling it out, and I'm just spelling out the letters, not responding or reacting in any way, because I knew that this young man, his only way of really getting an honest reaction from anyone at all was to use shock tactics. You see, he had all of his facilities mentally, but trapped in this body, he just took the greatest pleasure in shocking. And it worked, because a lot of people wouldn't work with him, a lot of people couldn't handle it, a lot of people, found it sort of, appalling, and so on and so forth. And he wrote this 2 words. There were actually, the last one was you, so I'm trying to be explicit without shocking any of you. And then he looked at me, and his eyes were twinkling, and his eyes, they say that the eyes are the mirror to the soul, but his eyes were laughing. He, as I've said, couldn't speak. He sort of had a weird grin on his face, because at this particular time his features, his expressions were semi-frozen, and he made a sound in his throat that you could imagine would be a chuckle if he could possibly get it out, but his eyes told me everything, and he was laughing. He wanted to shock me. He thought that he could shock me. But actually what happened was I laughed back, and I said, well, I see it's going to be that way, is it? Well, let's keep going. And he laughed all the more, and we, over the next few weeks and months and years, yes, I'm saying years, many years, we went every week to see Mark, sometimes twice a week. Eventually he started to talk. He still had to use his board sometimes because his words weren't always clear, but he began to talk and you could really understand him. He began to get much more movement in his body. He really began to improve. Now he then at one point went off to a clinic because they wanted to assess him. They said he would never walk again. And they said he would never be able to stand because for some reason or another during the course of his accident there was about an inch or more of his spine that was missing or gone, disintegrated, whatever had happened to it. Consequently, because he was missing this part of his spine, they were able to tell his mother that he would never ever not only not walk again, but not be able to stand again. So the months went by. Now initially when we went, the mother was there, but the father was not there. He would make himself scarce when we were around, until one day, a few weeks or months into it, he came in, his father came in and heard us laughing in the living room, because, you know, what else is there to do but laugh and have fun and enjoy? I know it's hard for some of you. How can we laugh and have fun and enjoy with a boy who is crippled in a wheelchair? Well, it was easy with Mark because he has the most amazing sense of humour. So the father, Mark's father, sort of wanted to see what's going on, what's all this laughter about. And he found us, I think we were playing a game of checkers or drafts or something like that, and we were, and I was involving Mark, even though of course he couldn't play. I liked to push his buttons. I liked to push him and to force him into reacting, because I knew that if he could get away with being lazy, that's exactly what Mark would do, and I would not allow him to be lazy about things. And the father realised that we were, you know, he didn't want anything to do with people like myself, or why would I want to be involved? But then he quickly realised that we were actually normal, real, human. Of course we like to drink. Would you like a glass of brandy? Of course we'll have a glass of brandy. Of course we'll sit and chat about things other than, you know, healing, other than psychic stuff. We're human. And Mark's father began to become more involved and to join us after the healing took place. He would always come and find us, and for the last half an hour or hour of our visit, and then sometimes we'd be offered drink, sometimes we'd be offered food. Anyway, over the months, the weeks, the months and the years of going to visit Mark on a very regular basis, we became very close to them. We became very close to Liz. We became very close to Mark. Did Mark ever walk again? He was able at some point. He had the most amazing physiotherapists. He had the most amazing nurses. Don't think it was just all us. Of course it wasn't. But we were not only giving healing to Mark, we were giving healing to Liz as well. And we encouraged her and we supported her and we helped her in this awful situation that she was in. Mark was actually able, against all odds, against the doctor's predictions, he was able to, using crutches, slowly but surely, he was able to support himself. Now, how could that be if a big chunk of his spine is missing? Well, miracles happen, don't they? Mark was in himself a miracle. His mother was an even greater miracle. The love of a mother for her child. It's coming up to Valentine's Day. We all talk of love. We think of romantic love, don't we? We think of, hearts and flowers and the boyfriend or the partner or the girlfriend or whoever it is. We think of that kind of love. My best kind of love, I think, is the love of a mother for her child, or her grandchild, if it comes to that. The love of a parent for their child. There is no stronger kind of love if that love is true and pure and strong. And we know that not all mothers are perfect, and we know that all mothers don't love their children. But when you see a mother like Liz, who gave up her life, her time, her energy, she gave up everything to care for her son. She's not the only one. I know there are lots of you out there who do the same thing. You give up everything for your children because of the love that you have for them. And Liz was a constant support for Mark, and we tried to be, as much as we could be, a constant support for Liz. it's a success story. Mark will, of course, never walk again. He talks. He had voice therapy. They said he'd never be able to talk because he was so damaged. Well, guess what? He talks. Sometimes it's a little hard to hear what he's saying, but he talks. He thinks for himself. He's got ideas. He wants to do things. It's important, I think, for the rest of us to understand that just because a person is disabled, just because they're in a wheelchair, does not necessarily mean that they can't hear us or they can't see us or they can't feel us and so on. And the most amazing thing is that even when we think that they can't hear us or they can't communicate with us, they can hear. They can hear everything we say. They can see everything that we do. What is most important, though, is that they feel our energy. And if that energy is the energy of love, they feel it tenfold. That's my story. Let's have some questions or comments or anything you like. You're going to tell me we have nothing now, right?
No, we have.
Okay, great.
One.
All right, come on, get on with it, everyone. Let's go.
Simon is on.
Hi, Simon.
And he said he misses the RAHH. RAAH.
Yep. The Rosemary Altea Association of Healers is what you're... Yeah.
As it is so integral, any thoughts on starting a developmental center, etc., in the UK in the near future?
Kay is the one to ask, Simon. She's in the UK. I'm not going to the UK, but well, I am actually coming in the summertime, but that's beside the point. I'm not there enough to start any groups, but Kay has, all of the capabilities, and she is a Wonder Woman. If she's listening, I love you to pieces, my darling. And so Simon, why don't you approach Kay, because I'm sure I know that she still does healing, and I'm sure that she'd like to be involved. To what extent, I don't know. Any other questions or comments?
Let's see. We got a love. My angel is with you. Kisses from Italy.
Aww. Thank you. I love kisses. I'll take them anytime.
Thank you, Rosemary. I was healing myself briefly at my desk at work. I had a tummy ache. That was from Carson.
I hope you're feeling better now, Carson.
Judith said hello and love to all.
Hi. Anyone else there? Anyone with a question or a comment or something, anything at all? Because,
here's one from Judith right now. It says, I have 2 family members with cancer. Can we do healing affirmation for them?
Sure, absolutely. You can actually, do it several ways. You can let them actually listen, to these these videos. They're on YouTube. You can get them on YouTube. You can always, as I say to people, if you don't want to listen to the beginning and the end of this show, if you just want the healing session, you can fast forward and then listen to the healing session. You don't have to listen to me babbling on about anything else. But also, of course, we can put them on our healing list, and all you have to do for that is if you could send their names, email their names, rosemary@rosemaryaltea.com. Make sure in the subject line you put healing and ask for them to be put on the healing list. We send them healing every single day. So please, and also don't forget you can do your bit, because all you have to do to give healing to someone is to hold their hand and send them love. It's not a big deal, Send out that energy, give that energy. But if you want something stronger and more powerful, please put their names on the healing list. Or when you're sitting with them as they're listening to this, and you're sitting with them, you can, listen with them and put your hands on their shoulders and go with the flow and do what I've suggested that you should do as you're going through the healing process. And that way it becomes more powerful, because not only do they have my energy, they've got yours too. And yours, of course, is more powerful than mine, because you know them and you love them, and you're sending them the energy of love as well as the energy of healing. So try it that way, Judith. Let us know how you feel when you're doing it, because as healers, those of you who are healers will absolutely know, we get so much more back than we ever give out. So, so please let us know how that works for you. Michelle.
Judith said thank you. Carson says she feels much better.
Good.
Simon said, Brian, who attended the center in the UK, is now back at home, so thanks to all of our healers for their part in his recovery. Thank you.
That's brilliant. Great. And please send him my love, specifically Simon. Thank you very much for that. Simon actually came once to Vermont to visit me in Vermont. Did we have a blast, Simon? Did we have fun with some of the other healers as well? We've had great times as a group, and unfortunately, it's very, very hard to keep an organization going. We kept our organization going for 40 years, I think. Probably altogether. That's an awfully long time, but we all get older, and at some point, because I'm not in the UK anymore, I was not able to continue with it, but we still have healers in the UK. We still have students. Kay is one of those. So if anyone out there is listening to this and you want a healer, you can either do it through me, just watch these videos. If you want a more hands-on approach, if you're in England, please just let us know. We'll put you in touch with Kay. We'll put you in touch with all of those out there who are able to help you. If you want hands-on healing here in the USA, then we have a few. Chris comes to mind, a few others, Karen in Canada. So if you want to know more about our list of healers, please let us know. We'll see what we can do to put you in touch. Email me, rosemary@rosemaryaLtea.com, and put in your subject line healing, and we'll try and deal with you whenever we can. I know that you're all going to love the meditation tapes. The first one, Give the Gift of Healing, was made for my lovely patient Wendy. I've told Wendy's story before. I'm not going to tell it again, but I made that healing meditation for her specifically. It is used in homes and hospitals around the world, as are the other healing meditations. And won't it be nice when you can just go onto your computer or your phone or whatever it is, click that button and get that meditation for yourself. So that easy. It's that easy. But if you do want a hard copy, again, please email us. If you want to be on our mailing list, you must request it. We do not put people on the mailing list automatically, because the last thing you want is tons and tons of emails from everybody who you send emails to. But we will send perhaps 4 or 5 emails a month, no more. So if you want to be put on our mailing list to keep abreast of what we're doing, when our online, I was going to say podcast, but webinars.
We can do
podcasts, webinars, all of that sort of thing that we're going to be doing. If you want that, please put your name on our healing list. Ask for it. We will not automatically do it. And again, put in the subject line mailing list. It makes it much easier for Michelle to know which folder to go in and how quickly we need to reply, and so it just makes it much easier for us. Anyone else got a comment, a question, anything at all going on here?
Simon said he will, and he said it was an awesome time and many good memories.
It was, yeah. It really was. That's it? That's it then. So, everyone, I'm going to close because we've got things to do. Thank you for joining us. Please let us know if you would like healing. Let us know if you would like us to send healing to you. And again, one more time, Rosemary@rosemaryaLtea.com. We would very much appreciate it if you would share this video to all of your friends and put it out there, help us to get it out there, because we may not know that people need healing. We may not understand that our friends might need healing or that they're going through a tough time. So give them the opportunity and share this video with them. For all of you in England who have been asking, I am going to be in England hopefully around July and the beginning of August, or maybe even halfway into August. We are planning a couple of events. So if you want us to let you know where those events are going to be held, when they're going to be held, and where you can find tickets for those events, again, email us. We will keep you posted on whatever it is we're doing. Now, I personally am not going to be organising those events, but two of my very good friends are actually going to be getting things organised, so we're excited about that, because I don't remember the last time, it's so long ago, I don't remember the last time that I actually did a workshop or an event of any kind in my own country. So again, share this video, share this information, get it out there, because it's not often that I'm out and about these days, and so I'm going to be out and about again. It's going to be the month of July and August, hopefully, and we'll let you know the dates and events if you email us. But of course, we'll also let you know the dates as and when on this show, and also on our Thursday show, which will be there tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be The Spirit World Sees All. We'll be taking questions and all of that stuff, and we hope to have a really great time. So share. If you want to know any more about consultations, we've had lots of people asking for consultations. If you want to know more about that, again, put consultation in the subject line. If you want to know more about our webinars and our events coming up, please put that in the subject line. It just helps us to sort out the emails and to see, because we do, as everybody does, we get emails that we really don't want to get, all those, you just click on them and delete them. So when we can see in the subject line what it is, we can get to them much quicker and much easier. So please, remember to do that and share. I think that's all we've got time for today. Do we have anyone else? Any other comments, questions, or anything else before we close?
There's a bye-bye from Italy. Greetings from Holland.
Okay.
I just refreshed the comments, so I'm waiting for it to finish loading.
Oh, okay. We'll give it a minute or two again then. Let's just go back to, would you like a story time? We'd love to hear the answer to that one, because, the last thing I want to do is to sit and tell stories and nobody's listening. That would be awful, wouldn't it? But to tell stories, not just because in all of my books, and I can only speak to myself as a medium and a writer, in all of my books, I'm telling the stories from the client's side of things. And my own feelings, my own thoughts, and my own, inspirations or otherwise, I tend to sort of leave them alone, because I've often felt they're not really relevant to the story. Now, I know that some of you would love to get into my head and would love to climb inside and know how I'm feeling, or what I feel, or what I'm thinking, or what the process of mediumship is about. So this story time would go into some of that as well. For instance, yesterday, I immediately, as soon as we began the consultation, I immediately could hear giggling, but I couldn't see anyone. Do you know how frustrating that is for someone like me? Of course you don't know, do you? Do you expect that I'm going to just sit there and click my fingers and it comes and there it is? Well, oftentimes it does seem as if it happens like that. However, even though it seems easy, there's a lot going on in the background. There is, you could say almost the technical stuff going on in the background that nobody really knows too much about. So Storytime is going to be talking not just about the stories from the client's point of view, but it's going to be talking about the stories from the storyteller's point of view as well, that's me. All right, any other comments or questions? So that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining us. We love to have you. Share, please. And email us if you need to know any more about what we're doing, rosemary@rosemaryaltea.com. And in the meantime, please have a very, very blessed rest of the day. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, 11 Eastern Standard Time. Plus we're doing Everything is Attitude tomorrow, which will be 8 o'clock, thank you. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Geez, it's hard to keep up. Thursdays is busy. But please join us then.
Oh, we have a guest tomorrow.
Oh, we do. Yes, we have 2 guests actually tomorrow morning. We do. You're right. Thank you. We have 2 guests tomorrow morning. I don't really know either of them. I don't know anything about them, but I know that they watch our show. I know that they are, well, one of them at least is a fan. Is that right, Michelle? And I think
she was one of our winners.
She was one of the winners in our competition, and she called to say that she was in Venice. They'd come for a vacation, and would we like to go out to lunch? So I said, would you like to come and sit on my sofa? So they're coming to sit on the sofa tomorrow morning. So we'll all, for the first time ever, be able to see them, chat to them, talk to them, see what they have to say. So that should be fun. So join us at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow for Everything is Attitude with my co-host Al Pisano. And of course, class, if any of you are listening, I will see all of you at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our next lesson in our online courses. And until then, till I see you again, please have a very, very blessed rest of the day and a wonderful and a blessed rest of the week and weekend.